Hello, Nick Westergaard with Brand Driven Digital here, joined today by the one, the only, Kerry O'Shea Gorgone, host of the Marketing Profs, Marketing Smarts podcast, a attorney, and what is your official title there at Marketing Profs? I always get this wrong, and I should have been a good interviewer and looked it up beforehand. But
I am the Instructional Design Manager for Enterprise Training and host of the Marketing Smarts podcast.
that seems like it would go really nicely on a business card.
It's a fold-out business card.
No, well, that's, that reminds me of kind of the other piece of your background that, like me, like Mark Schaefer, like Don Stanley, we're part of that subset of digital marketers that, in addition to everything else we do on the business side of things, that's what I always say to Anne. I always assume, you kind of fill in what you see. I always think of marketing profs as marketing professors, but you're also someone that's on the higher ed side of things as well.
Yes. I previously taught a course in new media marketing at the at Full Sail University in their graduate program for internet marketing. But I don't do that now. Now I'm just with profs. But I think profs really is, marketing profits.
You don't know?
It's not.
See, I thought...
I think it's like everything, like professionals, professors.
I've done my whole professors thing to Anne before, saying that was my assumption. And she didn't say that wasn't what it was, but I think the thing...
She's not going to contradict you, Nick. She's too nice.
Yeah. But
Not
she... No, but I believe it's professionals, I think,
But I think it's
could
evolved.
Also encompass, yeah.
I think it's evolved. We actually do have now a few, well, more than a few, but we have quite a few marketing professionals that teach, part-time or have transitioned into teaching full-time. And so now we have all kinds.
Yeah.
We take all comers.
Well, and I am excited to be talking with you today because additionally, you are speaking this fall at the Social Brand Forum, September 25th and 26th, here in picturesque Iowa.
I can't wait. I'm going to double the number of times I've been to Iowa.
You are. And I want to say that when you were, when you had probably previously, you just keep doubling the times that you've been to Iowa. Because I think last year we talked a bit, when you were at the forum last year about kind of your background and the role of legal stuff, and my use of the term legal stuff is, I think, the perfect reason why so many marketers need to hear what you have to say. And that's why it's a talk that really, since last year's event, the one that I've kind of known is going to be a part of the forum this year. And that's something that everybody is very concerned about, things from a legal perspective when it comes to social media, content, digital marketing. So, from a 1,000-foot up level, what do you see as kind of being the big focus of what you're going to talk about, and what marketers need to know about?
Well, why lawyers want to ruin your fun as a marketer, right?
Right.
You think it's because we enjoy it, but that's not true. It's part of our job. It's actually required. And the fact that we like it a lot is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to stay awake somehow getting through all these regulations. And
yeah.
updates.
Oh, hey, you can't do that.
No, the thing is, especially now with the advent of content marketing, there's just this need to feed the beast all the time across channels. And I think any marketer is going to feel kind of overwhelmed looking at the number of people they want to reach and how much content it's going to take to do that. And so they start thinking, where can I get some stuff? And it comes from a good place. But before you know it, you're just kind of running roughshod over people's rights, and then they get angry, and then things get ugly. And so you don't want your content marketing or any kind of marketing you do to cost you more than it brings in business. So just taking a few steps at the beginning can save you a lot of headaches. So that's where I come in.
Absolutely.
And I'm not practicing anymore, so I don't ruin your fun just for my own amusement.
You just talk about the ruining of fun in a general sense, as opposed to actually being an official fun ruiner.
Well, I do it avocationally now, so I don't practice anymore. So, yeah. It's not, no, people will have a great idea. And then I really don't like telling people they can't pursue their great ideas because that kills their creativity or they start to feel as though they'll never be able to take chances or do fun things. And of course they can. It's just, I think if they looked at it from the perspective of a person who's creating really great stuff, original stuff that takes work, if they looked at it from that person's perspective and realized, that they're doing something that costs that person money
Yeah.
or credit or something. It's just a different perspective a little bit. So I don't like telling people no, which sometimes I have to.
So when people find out that you are a lawyer or have a background there, I would say after hearing everyone's bad lawyer jokes, what is the question or kind of surprised comment you hear the most from marketers today when it does come from a legal point of view?
Well, I mean, a lot of times people don't know what there is to know about that aspect of things, so they aren't even aware that there's an issue. And maybe they ask me to just swing by their website and take a look, and it's not good. There'll be some other people's photos, not sourced, just used, or they're running copyrighted music, over their website,
Oh,
which
yeah.
music anyway is like annoying. But if you're gonna, it shouldn't be like Brian Adams, has obviously
Yeah.
copyrighted stuff. Like for a number of reasons, it shouldn't be Brian Adams.
Right. I was
So,
going to say there's a hierarchy
yeah,
in
there
the,
is.
yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I think that's what I run into the most is people just don't even realize what they don't know. But I get a lot of specific questions at that point about, well, here's something we want to do. And do you think that it's workable? Or here's an idea that I had. And does it seem like something that is going to get me into trouble? They want to know if they're going to get into trouble, and understandably so. The biggest thing I see people doing wrong now is disclosure. So we'll talk all about that. When you want to work with influencers and people online who have large followings and you want to get them talking about your brand, but you have to do it the right way so that you don't end up getting into a little bit of hot water. So we'll talk about that. But I try not to tell people that I'm a lawyer at parties.
I was
I
gonna,
try.
yeah. I was just. You've probably heard all of the really bad jokes.
Yeah, I've heard a few good ones, but I just try to like stay by the crudité and pretend that I'm not. I was never a lawyer for a
Right,
while,
right,
so that I
right.
don't. Yeah, that gets ugly fast, especially because they don't know that I wasn't a criminal lawyer. So you hear a lot of like crazy, crazy stories.
Ah, ah.
I had an argument. Well, it wasn't like an argument. I mean, we didn't, whatever. It wasn't serious. But a guy was saying, well, I mean, really, am I supposed to ID people before we have sex so I know they're of the proper age? And I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Uh,
If it's that. He's like, but what if then he says, what if she has a fake ID? I'm like, all right, pal.
like you said, going downhill really fast.
It
That's
was. So yeah, I just tell people, yeah, I don't practice anymore, and I just speak about marketing law, so that way I don't hear like they're crazy
yeah. Is it
stories.
is it Jeff Roars who calls himself a recovering attorney?
Recovering attorney.
I
Yep,
think.
there are many of us, but it's
So
always with you.
it's right. So again, learning some of those, top concerns, how to disclose, all of those things will be a big part of your talk at the Social Brand Forum. You were there last year. Before we run, what's your, if to someone that hasn't been to the Social Brand Forum before, that's excited for a talk like yours, who's never been to the event, what would you say someone needs to know about the Social Brand Forum?
What's different from other marketing conferences? Everybody sees the same content, so you hear a lot of conversations about it, and everyone feels like they can participate. At some other conferences, there's that fear of missing out because there's just so much going on, and you can't see everything. And so you'll hear people talking about something, and even if you would normally want to talk to them and network or break into the conversation, you have nothing to add because you weren't at that session, and you sort of feel a little bit left out. It's not like that at Social Brand Forum, and it has a really nice vibe. I'd say it feels really homespun, and that probably has a lot to do with you and your team at Brand Driven Digital because you're just nice folks.
It's an Iowa thing. We're Iowa nice.
It's a very enjoyable experience, I think.
But yeah, so and plus you've reminded me of one of my favorite acronyms to use is FOMO, the fear of missing out.
That's one of your favorites.
I don't. It's fun to say. It's more fun than I think what it actually means. It
Do you
just
also like
sounds fun.
BOGO
BOGO.
on your list of favorites? Is
Yeah,
that there?
that's true. Actually, BOGO. It's a good example. I think it's better to say that they both just sound fun. But what they
Sound like
actually
more fun
mean, what they actually mean is kind of
It's
meh.
not fun.
But yeah,
Yeah.
FOMO,
I'm nervous.
BOGO.
I'm nervous about because we have so many great speakers this year at the forum and you did last year too. And so I'm really honored to present with them. And then I think nobody likes lawyers. Like what are my chances here?
No, no.
Could end really badly.
But again, I think that it's a great mix of lots of different types of content, different ways of attacking different areas in marketing, and topics that again I think people really want to know about, and as they look at elevating their own skills, their own marketing. You can't hide you can't hide from the law.
No, you can't.
So to speak.
No, you can't. I'm always saying that social media is like the Wild West, and the law is slow to catch up, but it's going to get there eventually. So
Oh,
I think the
absolutely.
sooner you can start paying attention to those kinds of things, the better down the road, because you'll build programs that can withstand it when they start finally tightening up on the law. Finally, whenever that happens, like any day now.
Awesome. Well, to catch Kerry's talk as well as the other exciting keynotes at this year's Social Brand Forum, you can head over to socialbrandforum.com. Now, as a kind of a good tie-in with your other previous vocation on the classroom side of things, we're also running it's not a BOGO, but it is our back to school offer. If you do
It will address FOMO.
It will, address FOMO with our BOGO. No, if you use promo code B2School, so stands
FOMO
for.
promo.
Oh, stop it! If you use promo code B2School, like back to school.
The number 2.
The number 2, yeah. As I say it aloud, I've been emailing it and using it online. It does not lend itself to the spoken word quite.
Should have told me in advance. I would have made up a card and held it up.
Yeah.
B2School.
See, this is where we will superimpose it. And if I was better at video things, I would be able to make it appear.
That's perfect.
Right there. Yeah. But no, B2School, and that will save you $100 off your registration over at socialbrandforum.com.
And that's a significant savings because it's very reasonably priced to begin with, I must say.
It is. You sound like an audience shill. We're just stopping short of, just 4 easy payments. I need the home shopping guy's sweater on. With all the fun videos that you do, or that Marketing Profs does. I'm surprised that nobody's done the mustache and Cosby sweater. For just 4 easy payments. So no, you don't even need to make those 4 easy payments. They would be so insignificant what the cost of the forum is.
It'd be like a cup of coffee.
Absolutely. That would be, that's
a cup of coffee a day.
Right. There, that's the...
Although coffee's more expensive now.
It is. Iowa coffee. So, Kerry, before we go, where can folks find you online if they want to learn more about you, follow you before the event?
I am on Twitter at Kerry Gorgone, like Kerry G. Orgone. And I'm Marketing Profs. You could follow the podcast at marketingprofs.com/podcasts.
You heard it here. Kerry G. Orgone, which I've never heard before, which is kind of an awesome way to explain your Twitter handle. Let me know what you come up with for at Nick Westergaard with 2 A's. And
that's a tough one.
Yeah. Anyways, Kerry, we will see you this September here in Iowa. To register, go to socialbrandforum.com. Thanks, Kerry.
I can't wait.